Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis, and this is Kaon Reviews. Now, as you saw in the intro, today's review video is going to focus on Transformers Studio Series, Transformers the Movie, Constructicon Mixmaster. And it's been a while since I touched upon this particular set. For anyone that has, watched my videos and whatnot, I haven't really been posting a whole lot, mostly because I had been, in between jobs. So I had to go ahead and downsize a lot of my original collection. But I still have my Constructicon set. The only two pieces I did not have at that time was Mixmaster and Scavenger. So I want to go ahead and give a special shout out to my friend Sean from Cybertron's Elite, who was able to get this for me. And I have to say, this has been one of the pieces that I was missing. So I do want to say that once I get the final piece, Scavenger, I am going to go ahead and do the combined mode. But until that time, I'm just going to focus on the figure here. Now, as you can see, he's got that great open window here. It's got some really good artwork that kind of wraps around here. I really wish, though, that Hasbro does go ahead and put in the correct faction instead of the constant Autobot one. I mean, some love for the cons, please. And you have his combined mode. Now, it does say 5 of 5. It's supposed to be 6, but I think the reason why they did that is because they had Long Haul and Hook in a 2-pack. So, I mean, it's like, okay, that's fine. But here you have the really great artwork on here, that shows a scene from the Battle of Autobot City, and his product shots here and here. Very, very nice. I'm really liking that. And one more look at the front end. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get him opened up. And there is Mixmaster out of his box and ready to go ahead and do some destruction instead of construction. I know that was bad, sorry. Anyway, I have to say, it's not a bad looking figure. I can tell Hasbro did try its best to go ahead and keep it in line with the animation model. He's got a couple of accessories that were packaged separately. One of them was the mixing drum. We just snapped that in there. The other one is his handheld blaster, which I will show off right now. And of course, typical, Hasbro waffling on there. But he does have, like I said, they did try to go ahead and keep it in line with the animation model. And I'm going to try and lift that up so you can see the head sculpt. Right there. And that head sculpt is not bad looking. I'll try and lighten that up. Oops. There we go. And yeah, that's a pretty impressive head sculpt. Like I said, they did try to keep it, keep true to the animation model. A lot of good paint applications, as you can see, though it's very, very minimal. And, not too bad. Now, I do have to say, I do have a couple of complaints concerning the figure. Because of this piece over his head, it's hard to turn his head, and it is, I want to say, on a ball joint in a way, because he can look up a little bit, can look down, but it's hard to pose him if you want him looking in a particular way, like I have him just now. And it's like, wow. But it is possible. Just have to make sure you got fingers that are kind of slender enough to get in there. See, mine's are, they're there. But yeah, so like I said, he's got a little bit of head rotation there. He does has some armature rotation there. Can turn this way. He does have upper bicep rotation. His arm can bend at around 90 degrees. There is no wrist rotation, unfortunately. And because of the transformation and subsequent combination mode, he doesn't have a waist swivel. He does have upper thigh rotation, can kick up, can kick out, can kick back, but the back of his calf will hit the drum. He can bend at around 90 degrees, and he does have an ankle tilt. So, I mean, all in all, it is not bad looking. So, there he is with the accessories and articulation. Let's get down to transformation. All right, and here we have Mixmaster ready for transformation. So what I did also in preparation is take his weapon off. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, one of the first things we are going to do is we're going to open up these front shins, like so. And we're going to do the same under here as well. Like that. There we go. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this section here. I'm going to use my tweezers here to do that. There we go. All right. And we're going to take these back spurs here and we're going to fold them in like so. Now, at this point, we're just going to go ahead and, because we got tabs and slots on the inside of his calves, I'm going to snap that in. And at this point, we're going to just fold the legs in. Put these arms out like that. Then we're just going to go ahead and snap everything in. And then just tab that and make sure, well, there's no tabs, but we're just going to go ahead and just fold those in. And we got the front of his vehicle mode done. Now, next thing we're going to do at this point is make sure these arms are folded in, and we're going to fold these arms up in itself. But we need to first and foremost lift his chest plate, and it's going to show some really good detail on there. But now we're going to go ahead and just fold this up. These are on a rocker hinge. Tab all that in. I do the same on the other side. And then fold and tab like that. And there we have Mixmaster in his vehicle mode. I have to say, this vehicle mode is not bad. Honestly, if I have to compare it with the Combiner Wars Devastator that I had many years ago, long before I even started this channel. Yeah. You know, oh my god. I mean, I kind of regret never keeping the Combiner Wars Devastator, or even getting the DNA set for that, which kind of gave it the G1 front and all that. That thing was so amazing. But I mean, this, like I said, they did it very well with this. The wheels are though I do have to say, there's not much clearance. There's like, good God, maybe a centimeter clearance, on there. So I'm just like, wow. But it still rolls. Don't get me wrong, it still rolls. And as a matter of fact, there is storage for his weapon if you so want to do that. So, ta-da. Very, very nice, I have to say. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a few shots for the end cap, and I'll be right back with Scrapper and Bone Crusher to do a comparison with. And here we have Mixmaster with Scrapper and Bone Crusher, and not too bad. I'm really liking it. Unfortunately, I would also have Hook and Long Haul, but I don't recall where the hell I put them. Oh man. Again, once I get Scavenger, I'll bring out the complete set, and we'll do a combination review on it. But I just wanted to show this off in vehicle mode. Let's take a look at them in robot mode. All right, and here they are in robot mode. And I would say, in terms of, from foot to head, they kind of scale pretty well. But because of his mixing drum and everything else, it does give him a little bit more height in a way using this, if you scale it all the way up to there. But they're not too bad. All right, so let me take another set of shots for the end cap, and I'll be right back with my final thoughts as well as my score. All right, thank you for your patience and waiting. I really appreciate it. And so here we have Mixmaster, and I have to say, He's not bad. He's got some really good proportions. Transformation's a lot different than what we saw in not just in the Combiner Wars version, but also in the original G1. Now, unfortunately, I never did get this set when the G1 version came out. Though I did have a lot of opportunities to get the reissues, I just never got them. So I can't do a side-by-side comparison of them. But you can tell they did try to go ahead, or I should say, Hasbro did try to go ahead and make it as tune accurate as possible. So I do have to go ahead and give them 2 thumbs way up on that. But if I have to give it a score on a scale of 1 through 10, I would have to say I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8. Not that there's anything wrong with the figure. Like I said before, he's got some really great proportions. And it's not that, it was, I didn't have a lot, or I should say that I just barely got this or anything, because I had him for well over a week or so. So I had plenty of time to play around with him off camera and everything. But I don't know. I think they could have done better. But I am pleased with it though. And but I mean, I think Hasbro could have done a little bit better, especially with articulation in a way. I mean, he is tight as hell, though. I can vouch for that. He's got some really good tight joints. I just wish they had given him a little bit more articulation, like around the hands. And if his design didn't have this, I think head rotation would be a lot simpler to do. But other than that, that is my take on the figure. That is my score. I want to hear from you. Have you picked up this figure or any of the Constructicons within this set? And if so, let me know. Did you like them? Did you hate them? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. As always, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click onto the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post up new videos. As always, this is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.